try to clear the air on some things and know exactly where we're standing. First of all, Kitty could not be here today. He's at the hospital with Carol, and she's having some tests. I've been there since 9 o'clock this morning. Continue to persist, so they're trying to be a little more aggressive. The other thing, Danny Bowles will have surgery Thursday morning or Thursday noon to remove his left kidney. They discovered that he had a tumor in his left kidney about the size of a baseball. So the doctors got together and thought the best form of treatment would be to remove that. So remember him. Anybody else got any health stuff? Okay.
OB is starting on his 7th month in the hospital now.
OB.
He's still in ICU. And today's his birthday. He's 80 years old today.
Wayne. How are you, Joanne? Wait a minute, hold up, guys. I can't hear. What's that?
Joanne got one cousin.
Oh, man. Thank you. Please remember Joanne and friends. Somebody else over here? Anybody back here? Well, let's start with this. I'm going to pass the bucket around, and I want you to dig deep. I've really never asked you for money. Put in an extra bucket to if you can, because we're probably going to have some expenses in making a transition from here to wherever our next place is. We're going to have to kind of store all of this stuff and get down. So I'm going to start over here, and everybody is quite generous. All right, the other thing, Max Baker, his honor is here to give us some information about something that's happened at Campbell High School.
Hey guys, hold it down. Listen, please.
There are a few guys that I've known in my lifetime who have been mayors since they were 15 years old. But I'll tell you one thing, he's done a well of a job in this city. And to live here and see what's happened and be a part of it. So I'm going to turn it over to Max and let him say what he's got to say.
Mark.
Class of 66.
Mark.
Johnny Austin is the youngest one here. Hurry up, we don't want to look at you long.
I need a preacher in here.
Hey, Mark. Mark.
When they moved to Campbell High School, I know there was a lot of controversy about it, changing the name and everything. And I know when I came over here one time with the former head football coach, boy, y'all ate his lunch, but it was okay. It would have been my lunch with him. So, he's gone, we got a new head football coach. And the first thing he said he wanted to do was he didn't want nothing. I'll tell you that one. He didn't want anything from the group other than trying to get for the boys to sort of buy back into Campbell High School. And he said, what can we do? And I said, well, one of the things that I know that I've heard is that there's no recognition for the very first head football coach at Campbell High School, Dixie Howard. And you know, the stadium is named McDaniel Stadium, which is after Wills High School, big supporter that had a massive heart attack, Richard McDaniel's father. The press box is named after a guy named Alan Nicely, who was there for a number of years. But I asked him, what do you think about naming the field Coach Dixie Howell field. It really doesn't affect me because Gillespie was there whenever I was there, but Dixie Howell was the very first head football coach at Campbell High School. They are presenting this to the school board, I think either today or next Tuesday, for them to approve that. And so it would be called the Dixie Howell field, and it'd be an appropriate sign out there. He does want to try to get the group back. They want to have a night that they dedicate the field. They want to have a tailgate party. I mean, it won't cost anything. Get free tickets to come in. They're going to have hamburgers, hot dogs, and just sort of recognize the Campbell School from the past. They open up the 22nd of August, and I can give this information to you. That's when they're looking to, they want to dedicate the field if the school board passes it, I guess today or tomorrow. So if they don't do it then they'll do it October the 10th, which is homecoming. But I'm just bringing this to you, actually not for a vote, but just to see if there's any objection or if it's something that, like I say, he doesn't want anything, he doesn't. I told him he ain't ready to come up here and meet y'all yet. And he may never be. I know there's a strong sentiment that when they moved Campbell High School and they changed the name, I mean, I was a Campbell parent for all my life. I always will be. And it's changed now, you know. Probably the same thing for the Wills Tigers. They don't have anything either. But it's just his way of trying to get the older alumni sort of buy back in. Like I say, he doesn't want anything. He just wants y'all to feel good about coming back to, if you want to come back to a football game or to become involved.
Hey, Max, who's the head coach?
A guy named Ryan Brady. He's out of Hillgrove. Played at West Virginia. He's a big guy. He's a pretty sharp guy. I've been impressed with him. He just says the school does not reflect the kind of character he wants to build in the boys that come through there. And it's changed a lot. I mean, it's changed tremendously. But he really wants to do right, I think. So I'll answer any questions or if anybody's got any comments about, like I say, I mean, I knew Dixie Howell when I was a kid because my daddy brought me down to your lake. I am. Who was it? I grew up here in the Gillespie. I mean, I played for Coach Gillespie. But Dixie Howell was the very first football. I know I've read a lot of things on y'all have said about it. So I hope the school board will approve this. I've been sort of rocky relationship with these schools. So if they know my name's on there. Yeah, I don't want anybody to tell anybody I was talking to them because
Yeah, Max, I want to make a comment a little related to this. I really appreciate you being up front about the condition of Ward Park and a couple of things tied to that and how it's falling into disrepair and that Smyrna's not getting their fair share from the school board as far as maintenance and so forth and so on. And I think that we appreciate you doing that for the Tansy Park and Smyrna. And it seems like I know even the days that I played, back in the market, that Marietta was the, crowning part of Cobb County. We didn't even make the paper. We Marietta Daily Journal. We had to get Smyrna Herald once a week.
Well, as we all of us that knew Coach Tansy, it is a shame how they maintain the field, but it's an agreement we have with them. But they've got a new superintendent, they got new folks there, and that's going to change. Or we'll notify the school board we want that field back, and then we'll maintain it like it ought to be maintained.
There you go.
But
I just wish you still had GBs. Don't make many cup of coffee there.
But it's amazing what a little screaming and yelling do. The school I went by just a little while ago, the school looks as good as I've ever seen it. They've really spent a lot of, they said that they're getting some work orders filled now that they didn't get filled before. And just have to stay on the right. What you said, Max, was true. Which one? Well, I should have shut up, because I know what to say in this game.
Is this new coach a whole lot?
Look, I lost both those votes in Smyrna when I said that.
I'm like everybody else, I'm sorry for the sad state of Ward Park, but I want to say, what a great job your crew is doing at Chuck Camp. I walk my dog there every day, and they are doing a jam-up job over there.
It's a work in progress. Finish line, keep moving. So, is everybody okay with this?
Yeah.
How many went to school when Coach Howell was coach?
He came back where I live.
That's right. One year, a couple of years ago. Listen up for a minute, guys.
Listen, I had lunch the other day with Mac and AD at Campbell and Mark, and AD since has called me back on something we had talked about, which I thought was a good sign. But I think for all of us who have carried the bitterness of pretty much losing our identity as a school, it's time to move on. And let's get in there and support this program. I frankly would love to go to a football game on Friday night. I haven't been to one since I moved back to Smyrna. So, I mean, it's an opportunity for us to kind of bridge the differences that we've had and go in there and do this for the community and for the young kids that are out there in this 100-degree temperature, practicing every day. And I just think it's something that we ought to support, and I applaud Max for coming up with this idea and getting it moving. And the thing we need to do is to get behind it, and when we have that first tailgate, let's all show up and bring our families and friends, have a good time, and see people we probably haven't seen in a long time, and be a part of it.
Yeah, when we had lunch the other day with Max and the assistant principal, who is the athletic director, we went over to the school and we were walking around the stadium trying to determine what, if we're going to name the field, how are we going to denote that? And I got to tell you, we come up with what I think is a wonderful idea. What's the one thing that people at a football game look at the most? The scoreboard. We're going to take, if it works, we get approved in the school board, we're going to put on that scoreboard, we're going to revamp it, redo it, and on the top of the scoreboard, it's going to say Coach Dixie Howell Field. And it ain't going to be an anonymity over at the old Campbell High School where we all went. Nobody'd ever see it. Here, everybody's going to see that, they're going to see him, they're going to remember him, and it's a big deal, it's a good thing for Campbell High School, and it's a good thing for all of us old guys. So, support it.
Let me tell you something. When we had a 50-year reunion, Mark made arrangements for us to go back to the old Campbell High School. And the assistant principal met us there that morning and indicated he would love to have us back over there. It was so neat walking through the school and seeing everything they've changed. That school's twice the size of what it used to be, but a lot of it hadn't changed. You walk into the gym and it's still exactly the same, except that the stage is gone. The football field's the same, and they're just really super duper over there as far as dealing with us. They just turned us loose, but he said he would love to have us support that school as well. I think that ought to be a thought.
Well, here's the thing, and we've been down, Kippy and I have been down there on several occasions trying to work something out with them. The principal that we dealt with is gone, there's a new principal there now. But if we go in there and try to name something for anybody, you named it after Max, not many people go there to watch a football game. You got some young teams, youth teams that play there and that sort of thing. So our thinking is that this would give Coach Howell the recognition that he deserves, would be a bridge to pull us back in there and support the one high school program that we have in this community.
And they're shooting for August the 22nd that's opening day. That's the day that they would, that's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks away. And we'd have a tailgate party there at the school. You get in free, they'd recognize you at halftime. Then they want to do something again at, on October the 10th, which is homecoming. But this memo says August the 22nd, we don't want to do it.
There's all I can know, Coach Howell is deceased, and his wife Carol is deceased, but he does have an adopted son, Billy Jubilee. Ducky does know, gang knows, and he might be able to come down for the dedication. I think he's living in Washington D.C.
Well,
He retired from the Marine Service.
We're aware of that, and he also has the current wife when he died, who he was married. Fred Herron, who lives in South Carolina, is very close to him. And Fred can make that happen if he has enough leeway to do it. You can get the wife and Billy down here and be present for that naming. But we're talking about press for time, because it takes a week, 10 days for the school board to approve the naming. Then we're up there August 18th or 17th, somewhere around there, and we have to notify people and get it going. But we can do that. And the big thing is we got Zach's on our side, and he's a man who can move mountains. And just have to work with him and make this thing happen, and be there for that tailgate party. And we might have fun, you know. It might be something that we can just kind of be therapy. We can put it behind us and go forward. Because I think the coaching staff there is genuinely interested in building a program that everybody can be proud of and go see. And that's, anybody else got anything to say? Okay. Is Bobby here? Bobby's asleep. Okay, I got one guy right here. Who hasn't had the bucket? Everybody here has the bucket?
I don't think Wayne's put anything in there.
Matter of fact, I take some out. Let's go on and pretend that I'm Bobby, and I don't know anything about operations of the restaurant. I don't know about retirement. So, listen up now, listen up. Bobby has sold the restaurant. And I listen, beyond that, I don't know any facts. I can tell you that Kippy talked to Bobby, and Bobby talked to the guy who bought the restaurant. He told Bobby that he didn't have any plans for the boy. And Bobby told him, well, we're going to make a lot of enemies. You're going to piss off a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the guy said, so be it.
No.
So I just lost my taste for barbecue. But anyway, we will continue this group, hopefully by September. We'll let you know by email what we got going. We may have to do something temporarily until we can find a place that we want. But if you know of a restaurant someplace, got some idea about where we can go, check it out. Check it out. we've got two requirements. Number one, we gotta bring our baggage with us. We gotta bring our baggage. We want to grow the museum part of this organization. And number two, the food, we've got to have food service. In a lot of places can't give us kind of food service. They end up, we have to get it catered or something. But we'll work something out with your help and everything. Give us some input and get you working close on. We're going to have to come in here and take all this stuff down and put it in a storage place until we can get our things.
Hey, listen up, guys. In that regard, I talked with the commander of the American Legion, just on my own, and the Legion is willing to host us on the first Tuesday, which is an open day. They do not have food service there, so it would have to be catered. We would not be able to put up our stuff there, but as an interim location, the American Legion has agreed that we could meet there. Now, obviously, that's something we need to follow up.
We may decide to meet there in September and have the varsity cater. We'll let you know, we can let you know by email.
We're here until September.
This is our last day. They're closing this down on the 15th. Anybody got any questions?